that the ultimate prayer, the best prayer, the ultimate blessing that a person can bring on themselves is to have contentment, to be happy, to have an enlightenment, to be happy with whatever they have. Whatever I have, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, give me the insight that this is the best thing for me. Whatever it is. Sick, show me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how I can serve you under my limited physical condition. Poor, show me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how I can serve you with my limited financial condition. Lots of other problems, show me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how I can serve you the best with these problems that you gave me. Show me how to be happy with these problems. When we pray for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give us contentment, Rabbi Avraham Ashkenazi says that's the ultimate blessing in life. That's what Avraham Avinu got. That's what Avraham Avinu got. Now, the last thing that I can tell you in regards to prayer is that when the Khatam Sofer says that when you ask for a specific prayer, you want to be really specific, so much so that the Khatam Sofer says that the Siyata Dishmaya, the special treatment and the divine intervention will be much more significant if you know what you're praying for and what you're praying for is the right thing. So when people would ask him for a blessing, he would say, I wish for you to have Nachat Yehudit, for you to have contentment of a Jew. So people say, for the Rav, why Nachat Yehudit? Why a contentment of a Jew? Why shouldn't you say Nachat? Because if I just say Nachat, if I just say contentment, it may be contentment of an idol worshiper. That he'll want money, and he'll want houses, and he'll want this, and he'll want all that type of stuff. That's not what I want for him. I want him to have a real blessing, which is to have contentment of a Jew, understanding why he's in this world. When a person prays with all of their heart, they could literally change nature. So much so that Zohar Kadosh says a story. It's a fantastic story that will give us an understanding of how much a prayer is worth in a Kadosh Baruch Hu's eyes. That if a person understood it, simply they would spend their time fulfilling every mitzvah they possibly can. And whenever they have a problem, just simply crying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Read Tehillim, pray to Hashem with your own words, whatever it is. But don't miss a prayer. In the time of the Gemara, one of the Gedolei Hador was Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi one day, news came out that he died. And his wife died the year before, leaving two little kids alone. Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon, the son of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, was one of the other Torah giants of the generation. And he found out that Rabbi Yossi died, and he said to his colleagues, okay, it's a mitzvah from the Torah to go bury the body. Go clean the body, purify it, put the tachrichim on it, and time to go bury it. So they all come, they get to the house, and they see a little girl in the front door. And she's blocking the door like a bouncer. Says, can we go inside? No one inside. No, we're coming to, your father has died, we have to bury him. He goes, no one inside. Why not, little girl? Why not? My brother says no one's allowed inside. Your little brother said no one's allowed inside? He goes, no one's allowed inside. So Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon peeks through the window to see where this brother is, and he sees this little boy sitting on top of his father's body and crying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. His father is laying down, and the kid's on top of him, he's like on his belly. He's sitting, and he's praying to Hashem and crying hysterical to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, saying, Avinu Shebashamayim, you already took my mother last year. Now you take my father? What are we going to do when two little kids and we don't have an Abba or Ima? And the kid's crying and crying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What are we going to do, Abba? To Abba and Shamayim. What are we going to do? Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon says to his colleagues, you see that? We're about to see a miracle. They say, why, Kvod Rav? He says, prayers like that, something has to happen. A prayer like that, something has to happen. Because that's a genuine prayer. He's not praying for a PlayStation. He's not praying for a car. He's not praying for money. He's praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with tears. And even though the Chachamim say that after the Bet HaMikdash was destroyed, the gates of prayer were closed, there's only one gate that's constantly opened. And it's the gate of tears. Tears like that, for sure going to change something. And they literally witnessed Rabbi Yossi get resurrected from the dead. HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered that little boy's prayer. Rabbi Yossi came back to life. That's how significant prayer is in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's how significant it is if you really pray to Hashem with meaning. If you don't pray to Hashem with meaning, you're missing an opportunity of a lifetime. Unfortunately, it's hard sometimes to pray with meaning because we're so busy with the Yetzer Hara taking us to work, thinking about this and thinking about that, thinking about the bills, thinking about that, the contract and the deal, and the girl and the guy and the boy and the this and all these different shtuyot that we have in our head. Sometimes it's hard to have kavanah when we pray. But I can tell you this. If you have kavanah, you can not only resurrect the dead, you can actually rebuild the Bet HaMikdash simply with tears. How so? The Chachamim say that the only reason why the Bet HaMikdash has been still the way it is, destroyed, is because we haven't cried for it. What do you mean we haven't cried for it? Every year, Tisha B'Av, we cried just a couple of days ago. Anybody that has a little bit of Yirat Shamayim cried. So no, nobody cries. Why nobody cries? People cry. Every year we cry. We cry on Tisha B'Av, you Tikkun Chatzot. People cry all the time. Nah, they're not crying. How can we cry? Because you got to cry like Esav. Cry like Esav. Because Esav, when he found out that the blessing of the firstborn was stolen from him, he cried 2 tears. Now, even though Esav was a Rasha, and he went against Hashem in a lot of ways, he believed in the power of blessing, so much so that he actually cried about it, 2 tears. And for those 2 tears, he got the power to destroy the first and the second Bet HaMikdash. First and second Bet HaMikdash were because of those 2 tears. So the Chachamim say, wait a minute, isn't there something like the Bitul B'Shishim, cancellation of these 2 tears? If you were with 60, for example, if you take, let's say you have a big stew, a little big meat stew, okay? And a tiny little drop of milk goes into it. Why, does it ruin the whole stew? No. Why? Because there's a lot more than 60 times this little dairy. It's a lot more than 60 times this little dairy. But the point is, Rabotai, there's a cancellation. If it's 60 times more and so on and so forth. So they say, how can what? So you're telling me that for 2,000 years, we haven't been able to cancel out these 2 tears? Chachamim say something scary. He says, you see, Esav, when he cried just for the blessing and the blessing alone. He wanted that blessing, he lost that blessing, he cried for that blessing. 2 tears. When we cry, even though it's Tisha B'Av, and really we're supposed to be crying for the Bet HaMikdash, and we cry for the Mashiach, Tachlis. Don't tell anybody. What are you really crying for? What do you think is going to happen when the Bet HaMikdash is built? What do you think is going to happen when Mashiach is going to come? First thing is, my debt's gone. My debt is gone. The mortgage is going to be paid off. My health, he's going to heal me. He's going to fix me. Wait, so are you crying because of your personal salvation? So he's going to pay your bills, like Social Security office of some kind, financial affairs, legal affairs, bankruptcy affairs, he's going to solve your legal problems, your financial problems, your health problems, your loneliness problems. That's why you're crying. So you're not crying for the Mashiach. You're not crying for the Shekhinah to come. You're not crying for the Bet HaMikdash. You're crying for yourself. That's why it didn't cancel out. There's 2 tears by Esav. When we cry for the Bet HaMikdash itself, mamash. Like we just want Hashem to send the Bet HaMikdash. So much so that you love Hashem. And you want Him to come here so much, you say, you know what, even if I don't have a piece of it, I still want it to come. Because Esav wasn't exactly the most righteous, but he was genuine about his prayer. This gives us a little bit of an inclination. On one hand, how far we are from being genuine sometimes when we think we are genuine. On the other hand, how easy it is to be genuine. All you got to do, stop for a second, turn off the phone, focus on HaKadosh Baruch Hu and what's important. You focus on that, you'll not only attain a good level of, a good mind to pray, but that mind is going to help you get what you want, and ultimately you'll have that contentment that will get you to the ultimate level of happiness in this world. Be'ezrat Hashem, this will help us get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, bring the Mashiach closer, and bring ourselves closer to where we're supposed to be. Any questions? Yes?